Thank you, Scott.
All right, here we go, live. John Wilkes spoofing.
You didn't know? These guys haven't had girlfriends in a very long time.
Oh, well, you know what, Ed? There are girls out there that like that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, but unless you're going to Comic-Con, which I don't think you ever get time
Have you
off.
ever seen the girls that go to those?
Some of them are beautiful.
Most of them are beautiful.
Fucking hell.
Most of them are beautiful.
Alright, what are you going to when you go to Comic-Con? Don't say a wrestler, because that will not get you laid.
I actually usually dress up in my Goku costume.
Oh, okay. You have the hair?
I have a wig, but the wig is like, you put it on and it itches so much because, I typically don't wear it.
Okay. Yeah, I got a beanie that you can cut up and just glue it to the inside of it.
But, okay. John Wilkes spoofing. Philip McCrevis, aka Nick, is grabbing a beverage. Introduce yourself.
Oh, you could have introduced me, bud. Ed Scully, here for...
Hot dog water.
No.
Hot dog butter, either or. Yes.
I'd rather just butter.
Everyone knows it's butters. That's me. I'll deal with it. And Jasonda.
I just saw that clip of when he broke a cruise liner with a golf ball.
And it sank.
Yep. I'm like, man, they're doing great work over at South Park.
So you actually know it was hilarious, and it to be a little bit. It was a video, and Ben Shapiro was actually reacting to the most recent special they had.
Which was?
It was there was an alternate universe where it was a bunch of like ethnic women as all the characters.
Oh yeah, that one.
So like Cartman was like a black chick, and like.
And they're like, I don't think we're actually black women. I think we're white kids in Colorado. It's like,
I keep having this dream that I'm this little fat white kid. So Ben Shapiro, there's a video of him actually reacting to part of that episode.
Okay.
It's great. Here we go. So I want to wait for Nick to get back for the conversations that we're going to get into.
Well, we're going to be talking about games.
I found a big beer, but I have to go back to the small beers.
Well, it's not time for big beers yet. Alright. What are you doing?
I'm messaging a few people.
Alright, well,
to let them know we're live.
And Scotty, what's the earliest game you ever?
Oh, the earliest game ever.
Were you an arcade child?
I was an arcade child, you know.
How
so
much
of course
were they?
the Space Invaders.
Quarters.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of money.
And then growing up, and then we would play this game. It was a 4-person game. It was called Gauntlet.
What was it called?
Gauntlet. So basically, you just go through the maze, pick up treasures, eat food, kill demons, shoot webs. Yeah, it was one of those games, and we would just get a roll of quarters and cut class one day and just sit in a bowling alley all day. And that was when the earthquake of 1986 hit. We were all in the bowling alley, and the game was shaking. We turned around and look, all the pins were knocked down. Our dumbasses, everybody's in a panic. Our dumbasses just keep playing.
Playing the video game.
Yeah, we just kept playing. We're like, yeah, we're going on. Oh well. Yeah, so
Alright,
school.
So,
Move yourself over.
sorry, I'm just trying to message some people and let them know that we are live.
So that's very early. Do you like pinball machines and all? Because it's still things like, those are classic. You weren't a pinball guy?
No, I usually tilted a lot of those.
Well, yeah, that was part of the game. I heard even in pinball tournaments, there's you're allowed to tilt the table. You just, once it's set off, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing this. So,
and then consoles start coming out.
Okay.
Atari, that was it.
So if you look at what is absolutely insane, and actually video games when they first came out, like Atari, stuff like that, very primitive. You remember?
Well, the early one was Space Invaders.
Well,
First, they came out on
Space Invaders,
computers.
yeah.
Well, do you remember the giant floppy disks?
I've never seen them. I've seen one
You're too young
that
for
a
it.
teacher had.
You're too young for
Well,
it.
you gotta understand too. My grandfather had it. It took floppy disks, or maybe it did take those because I think that one.
It was the real big floppy disks.
No, it was smaller than. Well, because I thought they were this big, and then the floppy disks were this big, right? So like the old school floppy disks were
The
like
big,
yay
no, they were big.
Oh, the 5 1/4.
Yeah.
Five
Oh, no,
inches?
five and a half.
And that was the origin of the Oregon Trail ones.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
in elementary school, we had computer day once a week, and it was at the end of the day. So it was basically just a screw-off thing. Hi, Paletta.
Hi,
What am
Paletta.
I drinking? I think it's cinnamon.
We have these little beers to start the show.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to little beers.
To video games.
Cheers, everybody out there. Little beers.
It's a Pac-Man.
Lost my ability to shop.
So we had computer class, and it was on Fridays, and it was at the end of the day. So like computer class was like, that's it. You got to screw off.
This is like 1993.
No.
94.
If you're playing Oregon Trail and you're using the actual floppy floppies, it's
was-
probably a while.
okay. So
This was before.
maybe
I
it was
born.
90, maybe
I just wanna
93 to
say.
95ish.
Alright, so I was alive, maybe.
All right,
You were
but it would
In 93. In 94, I was alive. I was crying.
on Fridays.
That's what they tell
saying,
you.
why am I here?
On
As a
Fridays,
baby?
Yes.
Fridays at the very end of the day, for like the last like 45 minutes, we had computer class, and it wasn't like, oh, you have to go in and type. It was computer lab, and it was just do whatever you want,
You
play
have
whatever
math
game you
lectures?
want, play whatever game you want. And so you pop in Oregon Trail into the lab or into the computer and just have fun.
You were doing math munchers?
Dude, did you guys
you could
ever-
literally play any game that was on that point.
I remember, did you guys ever play the Rugrats video game?
For PlayStation 1?
Wait a
No, it was for PC. It was Windows 95.
It was probably... Oh,
And it
okay.
would crash it all the time. Oh my god, like the number, like I remember taking years off and then trying to play it again when I like finally, like eventually it came out again later on, and you could, I think it was, they released it on PlayStation.
PlayStation 1. That game
And
was so fun.
Wasn't it?
It was so fun.
I would have loved to enjoyed it.
You
but
play
it
hide and
was-
seek with the rest of the kids? The rest of the babies? There's like that
No,
one
it's
bit...
different. It's where like you'd sneak out of the crib and you'd have to gather things. You know, like they do like those escape games on addictinggames.com.
Yeah.
It was kind of set up like that as a story. As like what you're doing, you're climbing up drawers to open them, looking for things you can like unlock other rooms with. And like they didn't. There was no instructions. There was no prompts explaining like what you're supposed to do. There's like when they would talk to each other, it'd be like audioed and you would hear it, but like I didn't think there was any like reading involved at all in this game. And like I said before, it crashed so many times.
Well,
But it was great.
So the GTA 6 trailer got released. Also, leaked gameplay got released.
Yeah, I thought weren't they already talking about like they did pre-release video of it showing like animals they added to the new one.
That wasn't supposed to be out until 2025.
It's the game's not.
Wow.
There's
That's so
leaked
far from
there's
now.
leaked gameplay, but that's by
You guys give me leg room. I don't take up much space. God damn it, Nick. Guys,
We're so close.
why are y'all doing this?
We've never
to
been so
me?
close to this moment. It's
So,
like girls
alright.
trying to take a photo.
all right. So
Oh.
GTA 6 trailer got released. It's on the new consoles. It looks fucking
Have a
amazing.
piece of gum, bud. Thank you.
I need your gum to give.
I know, but I'm next to him.
It looks fucking amazing. Amazing.
Would you say that you would rank it as Amazeballs?
Amazing.
What's your favorite video game you've ever played?
It depends. Final Fantasy VII was awesome.
Well, are we hopping off GTA this fast? I mean, I thought you had like kind of a...
Well, no,
report
it's
for
it's
us.
all, it's all going to get together.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII was awesome. Now, Final Fantasy VII was
Now, for those of you who know, Final Fantasy is a game revolved around Disney.
no.
And now it
No.
is, because Disney owns all the characters.
Now it is, but
I thought
no.
that was Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
But Final Fantasy's in that.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because Kingdom Hearts, like they're together somehow. I've never played the games, but I
Like
hear
the
they're amazing.
like the one mission, like you have to go find Cloud to fight Sephiroth. So, Final Fantasy VII was actually one of the most groundbreaking games because it used. Originally, the game was going to come out for Nintendo 64. Well, SquareSoft wanted to do that.
Yeah.
The cartridge did not have enough memory to hold the game. The cartridge didn't have enough memory to hold the game.
Okay, we're talking about megabytes.
So they went to PlayStation.
The disc.
And it was 3 discs long.
Oh god, 3
discs
discs.
long.
Three. That's not even the
Wait,
longest
like
one.
so it came as a bundle. Like you're
3
watching
discs.
a season of
3
Supernatural.
discs. When you beat disc 1, the cinematic would happen, and it would say insert disc 2.
No way.
They all did that. There was
can you
one that was
handle-
4.
I've never played a video game like
How
that.
can you handle 3 discs at once?
No.
So
You said you handled 4 at once one time?
Well, so what they did is it was in the making, and PlayStation and Nintendo 64 were about to come out, and they were developing it before the game came out. So they were using Final Fantasy VI style stuff to try and come out with this new concept of everything's 3D, free roaming world.
Oh yeah, like Super Mario 64 was.
Yeah, dude, that was amazing.
So if you look at where we came from the very primitive Atari and Pong, and Galaga and Pac-Man, which were insane for the time, and then you go to the side-scrolling games. You have Super Mario Brothers and all those Sega Genesis with Sonic.
Paper Mario is 2.5 Ds.
What?
Nuts.
Yeah, Paper Mario is 2.5 D because you went side scrolling, and sometimes you went like this because your paper would go over to like the next level up. We call it 2.5 D.
Well,
So then, what about Frogger? You guys like that kind of style of game?
I like it. Frogger's fun.
Okay, how about this? Like we're kind of going through the ages, right?
I dig.
So how do we,
that was
when-
hard.
And Scotty wanders back over. Why don't we go to the old school game? See if he has any input on that because
We
I think
already
he
asked him
explained.
about it. He was talking about Gauntlet on in arcades. That used to be a thing.
Okay.
He said he was playing in a bowling alley as a child, skipping school when there was it was during a time when there was an earthquake, and like they looked around, all the pins were knocked down, but like they didn't. They were just playing the pinball. And now you're caught up, or not? They were playing Gauntlet.
All right. So what was the first game that you guys remember really playing or liking?
For Nintendo, the original Nintendo.
PlayStation 2,
my
Christmas time.
PlayStation 2 was your first like
Console.
game experience.
That was my first
Oh
no,
my
but it
God.
wasn't my first experience because my grandfather. Okay, I guess then they would be. It was the it was like the early personal PCs.
Oh, yeah.
They had that like
Windows 3.1 for
yeah, they
workgroups.
didn't have CD drives. They didn't have floppy disk yet. It was before that, and they took these cartridges for the programs and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was Space Invaders, and then there was another one where you're this character that moves around and you shoot things off with a ball and chain. You can change into a ship and fly around to move around, and then change back into a person or a human or a robot. I can't remember the name of it though, but that game was like I would play that game for hours.
What was
What
your
was it described? Or describe it again one more time.
So like it was on one of those old personal PCs.
Windows
It was
3.1
2D setup, so and then like you just move around as this character that could change into an airplane or like something that could fly, and then change back into a humanoid creature. It shot something out like a ball and a chain, and it would roll back in.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
what was your
And then-
what was your first game you played?
It was actually,
Atari.
yeah, that was the first console we got, but those,
I
we had
played
those
Atari.
handhelds. So, if you guys want to, I'll tell you the Christmas story. It's actually a Christmas story. If you want, I'll just show it just for the camera. So they have these handheld type of games. I'm going to show the fellas here real quick. Those type of things. So these were like.
Oh yeah, I had those at my camp.
So these are like kind of handhelds. I'll just kind of show them in there here, like Mattel and Coleco.
Dude, I used to buy those regularly as a child too. Those things were great.
These things were awesome. So it was coming up. It was Christmas break. Right before that, we were on the school bus, and we all wanted these things. They were the hot item for us kids. So some older kid on the bus was leaving. He had this thing. He looked at it. He just threw it on the ground. So I went and scooped it up, and I'm sitting there thinking, I have an older brother and a younger brother, and I'm thinking, I got this game. You know, what am I going to do with this? So what I did, I come up with this brilliant plan when I got home that Santa Claus was going to leave this in my stocking early. So I put this thing in my stocking, and I go, oh, holy crap, Santa came early. Look, I got this video game. my mom and dad come scoop me, drag me up in the room, and they're like, "Who did you steal this from, you little bastard?" I'm like, "Santa left it." And they're like, "Bullshit, where's Santa? Who did you steal this from?" I didn't know what to say, so I took it from Children's Palace, which is a popular toy store back in the day. So
instead of telling them you found it on the box, because they wouldn't have believed it anyway.
So I stole it from Children's Palace. So I go, and I go down there, take him to Children's Palace, make him take it back. So I'm taking the ride up, from East Lake to the Menor Mall to return it to Children's Palace. And I'm walking down the steps, they're dragging me. I see my older brother, my younger brother, looking in their stockings, scratching their head like, "This stupid bastard, this kid has a video game, but we got nothing." And so he drags me, we drive up, a good 10-minute drive. We get there, I walk up to the manager at Children's Palace, I go, "I stole this, I'd like to return it." The guy looks at the game, he goes, "We don't carry this game." So
What did Dad say?
my dad just looks at him. He's like, I can see him like to the manager, and he goes, the guy goes, "Oh, okay, don't do it again." Or something like that. "I'm sorry, I will never do that again." He drives home, and he goes, "Don't tell your mother this." So I get home. And I was just like, "Oh, okay. And now Santa's real." I grab my mom, grabs me back in the room. He goes, "If you fucking tell your brother that Santa's us," he goes, "you will not get any fucking thing for Christmas ever." I won't say nothing. I promise. He goes, "Don't ever do it again." So then we go through Christmas. I didn't say a word. You get all our presents. We got all these video games. We had to go back to take it Children's Palace to return it. Some game or whatever that somebody got, or some toy that was wrong or something. So I go over and I'm walking around Children's Palace, and they have what they call a schlock bin, where they have, shit for $1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Guess what's sitting in the schlock bin?
Your game.
Yeah. Guess what I did?
Stole it.
Stole it.
Like it.
So I think that might count as a debaucheries of the past story for John Wilson.
For sure.
Why didn't you? So like, you really
That's how I learned about
thought that
kids.
if you told your parents that you got it on the bus, they wouldn't have believed you,
Probably.
and somebody just threw it away?
Yeah,
and
they
they're
would've
like,
maybe
somebody just threw this
They would have
away.
made it. They would have took me back up to school, and somebody, right? Because they think nobody would just throw a game out like that, and I would have had to go through the whole school thing, and I would, I went to like St. Justin's, the Catholic school. I know the nuns and the priests would not, believe my bullshit if I found it on a bus, so I had to cook up something real quick.
Are those the nuns that take the ruler and wrap you on the knuckles?
Yeah. Thank God I was after that stage. They couldn't wrap you anymore, otherwise
Yeah.
it was child abuse.
Dude, my one
that's how I
foreman
learned
in landscaping, he said that like his principal would have kids in line to be whooped with a paddle, and he said the one day he got a call after hanging up a call. It was his turn, and he looked furious to the point where he saw it coming and got out of the way. He broke the paddle over the desk instead of his ass. And the guy's like, "I wasn't standing for that shit." Like, they just got, man, they would like, because you didn't know what was going on in their lives, and they would just take out their troubles on the children.
Yeah, and then
So-
we were digging through the old boxes too. Because I had a whole box. I got a lot of those video games. They're real fun when you're a kid. I was looking for the game so I could say, "This is the game that caused it." I was looking through the box. I think one of my brothers stole it from me.
So what was funny is when Nintendo 64 came out, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 came out relatively the same time, and Santa Claus got me Nintendo 64. So I open it up. It's the newest console. The graphics are, well, for the time, amazing. Oh my God, 3D. So I get it, and I came with Cruis'n USA.
I like how we say it's graphics when we don't mean like, oh my god, it's dimensions.
What? Well, I mean,
Because the graphics were terrible. But keep going.
but
Yeah.
for the time they weren't.
Yeah.
It blows your mind when you go from side-scrolling 2D to, oh my God. I
Yeah,
can see
you're
it
going
in
from
3D,
like
man.
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Dude, there's games coming out now where they're so realistic.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
It's gonna look so realistic you can't tell it's not a game. Like, cause there's a first-person shooter that's supposed to come out that's gonna be like, even though the way the gun recoils is gonna be accurate to the point where like it looks like a real game.
Well, yeah, but now we're kind of skipping
Or like
ahead, though,
real
right?
life.
Because we're going through the ages. So,
Yeah.
what was the first shooter you guys played? GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
Perfect Dark?
GoldenEye.
Halo.
But even then, so I get Nintendo 64 from Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
And I open it, and I'm like fucking pumped. Oh my god! I immediately run upstairs, and for the next like 4 hours straight, I'm playing Cruis'n USA.
Cruising USA, like
The,
pretty tame
the,
game.
the most pretty, like the most easiest, like tame Nintendo 64 game there is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then my family comes over for the family Christmas, and you know all my aunts and uncles, we're all gifts, and oh Jonathan, Merry Christmas. And I open my gift, and it's Super Mario 64. And I go, which I'm like, awesome, but I go, how did you know Santa got me Nintendo 64? Cue all the math equations above my head.
Oh, wait a minute.
Cue all the math equations. This should be a reel right now with all the math equations
Okay,
above
we
my
get
head.
it. Just do it later. Keep going.
So then I take all the Christmas money I got from my parents. Well, not my parents. I'm sorry, my parents got me that. But
I'm sorry, Santa.
my all the Christmas money I got from like my aunts and uncles
Yeah.
and stuff. And you know, I had a couple $100 in Christmas money, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's a good haul.
No, yeah. So what did I do? I went to the Great Lakes Mall and bought a PlayStation 1. I was the only kid in the neighborhood to have both.
Oh, you dirty
my
bastard.
Yep. I was the only kid in the neighborhood to have them both.
Yeah, man, those kids were assholes. You were an asshole child. That's what it was.
Oh, dude, my house was the hangout spot. The hangout spot. But I mean, it's nuts because you go from like the Oregon Trail, which was awesome back in the day. You have Atari, then you get like Nintendo, and Super Mario World was like insane.
I still like the Atari games.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm not saying they're not fun, but it's like when you look at it like that, and then you go to Super
It's like
Nintendo.
Quantum Leap.
You go to Super
Yeah.
Nintendo, which was nuts because then you start getting like
When Game Boy Color and Game Boy Color come out?
Game Boy Color was way late.
90s.
Game
95, I think?
No, Game Boy came out around then, not Game
Yeah,
Boy
Game
Color.
Boy
yeah.
came out in 94.
Game Boy Color.
95.
Well, yeah, but we just want to do a quick one about your first shooter game. Because I feel
It's
like...
a GoldenEye. That was a classic for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing GoldenEye. I remember like not being able to really do it. Like, oh god, what am I doing? And then like Odd Job would come up and karate chop me.
What do you?
What?
So you know what's great?
Yeah, Duck Hunt's
Dude,
a
Duck Hunt,
classic.
yes.
The guy with the little gun and everything.
Yeah, that was super cool. Now, did you shoot the ducks? Did you shoot the dog?
Yeah, you try to get the ducks.
So there's actually a real interesting story how that technology that works. I can't remember exactly how it is, but you know when the screen goes black for like a half or a quarter of a second?
Yeah.
I watched the technology behind that. I can't remember.
It's like a remote.
It's something to do with the screen going black real quick. That has to do with where the gun is aiming on the screen.
Yeah. I always thought it was like a laser pointer.
No.
That's what
No.
I think is-
No.
I had the one that was the paintball one that came out where you get the little paintball gun controller and you play through levels of like playing rounds of paintball. But like underneath it had an optical piece that projected, like I guess it took in the image on the screen and it was picking up a laser getting shot out and using that to read it is what I thought was happening.
thought it was
and then
infrared.
maybe
I can't remember, but there's something about the screen going black for like that point blip of a second that has to do with it.
Well, yeah, because when you think about it, like that technology was actually more advanced than when the Wii
Oh,
came
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
When the Wii came out, you had to have that bar on sitting on your TV.
Yeah.
But the Duck Hunt, you did not. You just like you
Yeah, I
went.
was like, how the fuck? Well, maybe it's because like when did all those shooting controllers and like even my paintball, it was bulky, right? The Wii, in order to make it more compact, they had to remove the traditional infrared system where they had the something to track the laser in the controller itself. And instead, the Wii the remote was getting tracked by a sensor bar detached from itself, and then it was calibrated on screen. So and the reason they probably couldn't do it back then was like, well, the technology for the receiving and making it that compact wasn't there. And then they also just maybe they didn't think about it, like, oh, we could have done it.
Did
It
you guys
would
ever
have
play
been bulky.
Wii Bowling?
Yeah.
And Wii Bowling, my one friend figured out if you take the Wiimote, you play Wii Bowling, you get a strike literally every time you go like this. Meh.
You always get a strike. Yeah. Yeah. There's always ways to trick it.
So do you want to know an interesting fact? You know, like the very first computers that were used for like very important things, like the very first computer,
Like an IBM or something.
where it was like I can't remember if it was like I can't remember what computer.
Like
it
a
was.
room size.
No, but no, I'm talking like actually like technology based, used government wise.
Well, yeah, it's like before the Apple came out. So that was a mini computer. So before that,
The
it was-
original Super Mario video game had more memory in it than some of the older computers used for governmental use.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that because nowadays there's more power in our cell phone than there was that
was
we
back
shot up
then,
shot up to the moon in the Apollo program.
When we were using Windows 95, there's more memory on our phones now.
Way more.
And this has to go with the technology.
What has this been, 50 years? 60?
Well, since Windows 95,
70
it
years?
says it in the
No,
name.
how
Yeah,
old so
I'm going to go with what, 33 years? No. What is it? 37 years, right? Windows 95? No, I'm fucking
28.
27 years.
28.
Whatever.
Math. We like
Yeah,
math.
math.
We weren't good at math. So we
I've
played
had a
video
couple
games.
drinks tonight. My mental math's not. I was like 37 years. Wait, that's always been me. No, that
I
didn't
remember
work.
being really excited when we got the Windows 95 computer.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I sat there playing Minesweeper,
Yes.
Minesweeper's the best.
and then I had a game on it called Hover,
What's that?
which was also a very technologically advanced game. It was a 3D game. You were in a hovercraft,
Oh.
and you were navigating your hovercraft in like almost like a first-person view, and it was like a capture the flag. So you had to navigate your hovercraft, capture the flag, and bring it back, but it was all in like first-person view.
Hey, that's cool.
That and NASCAR racing.
I remember playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, being obsessed with it,
Yep.
and sticking the floppy drives in to save my tracks and save my parts. I would spend hours and hours making the perfect park and be like, Cedar Point, you're dumb. I could fit 6 more roller coasters in there.
Well, you know, it's not like you think about like I said, like Atari, the original NES, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and then like they.
And then computer, PC
Well, then you
games.
had like Sega Genesis, Sega Dreamcast.
But, like,
Yeah.
but then there's a whole other realm too of PC games where you have games like SimCity,
Yeah,
Sims,
The Sims.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. So much fun as a game.
Before there was
But-
World of
but-
Warcraft,
but-
there's something called
Yeah.
Warcraft.
Yeah, I had that game.
And StarCraft.
Warcraft and StarCraft. I
Yeah.
fucking love StarCraft. I actually like StarCraft more than I like Warcraft.
In high school,
Don't know how these games went. So what
Have
was
you
it
ever
like?
played? Have you ever played Red Alert?
oh yeah, it's like Red Alert.
Yeah. You
Also,
never played
aren't
Red Alert?
explaining it all to people listening. Like, what are these games? What kind of games are they?
Red Alert 2, StarCraft, the original Warcraft.
Right.
You basically built a base, and then you had like refineries that would go out and seek out.
You must construct additional pylons.
They would seek out resources,
Seek more Vespian gas.
bring them back. And as they were bringing back resources, it built up the resources, and you build something out. It built another building.
Is that what they're
So you-
ripping off nowadays?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I imagine. And then so you build your base up, and then there was an enemy somewhere else on the map, but you had no idea where.
It was always scary because it's like, are they even building faster than me?
Yeah, like
Are
you
they
had no
coming after
idea
me?
where. Yeah, and so like Red Alert or like StarCraft, you would go and you would eventually build a big enough base and enough troops to send them out to explore around, and you literally had no clue where they were on
There
the
was
map.
fog of war. The map was all black.
It was all black, and it would only open up as you explored it.
Yeah.
And then once you finally found their base, it was either you were stronger than them and attacked it, or they were strong enough to kill your ship, but now you knew where the base was. So you're like, okay, boom, you're building your shit up, but then they can come and attack you too.
Okay.
Yeah, so once you found another enemy base, it's like, oh, cool, I got a puny weak one, I can smash it. Or like, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble.
Yep.
And there's like different races you could be. You could be Zerg, Terran, human.
Oh my god, I miss StarCraft. I had StarCraft and Warcraft for the computer.
You ever play StarCraft or Warcraft? No. God, it was fun.
That was like early 2000s.
So what's in between there? Let's get to let's move on to like 2000s to 2010.
Well, I kind
Okay.
of want to sneak
What's
something in here
coming out
for a
around
second.
then?
Because in high school, I was a big old nerd. So we used to have these things called LAN parties, local area network,
Yes.
where it's like you and like 20 of your sweatiest friends would all to get together in like somebody's like basement and like all take your big box of computers
wherever the
and you
parents will
all
let you
plug them
be.
in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it must have been drawing like a month's worth of power for that. But like you would like just sit there, you play games for like 3 days straight and not sleep.
yeah.
And just like be drinking like well, before Monster Red Bull, so like Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You'd be, like guzzling Mountain Dew. You're like, ah man, I'm playing StarCraft. Oh man, I'm playing Warcraft.
Oh, dude, it was a blast because even like when Halo came out, like Halo 2.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're getting to Halo 2.
Me and a couple friends, we would meet up at our friend's house, and he'd have the TVs,
Split screen.
and we'd all bring our Xboxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one would be here, and we'd all put sideways so you couldn't screen look, and we'd sit there and play. Now you just do it online; it don't even matter. You
There was
just
a game, something glitch, where you played as this robot and you had a hovercraft you drive around. It was a 3D game. It was 2000s. Oh, I can't remember the name, but like we would just exploit the glitches in it. And I'd go to my buddy Drew's place and we played that
What,
all
Destiny?
the time. No.
Ed was born like 2
And then at
years
the same
ago.
time, Sly Cooper and the Band of Thieves games were all out.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, I will say this. Some of the hardest games are not today's games. Lion King for
I
Sega.
vaguely remember that.
Well, you have Sega and Super Nintendo. It was better for Sega.
Yeah, I thought I heard that.
That
was
game
one of
was.
the hardest games.
Oh, I had it. I had it. It's fucking hard. It is hard. And the original Contra, because the original Contra, there's no life bar. You get hit once, you're dead. And shit is flying everywhere at you the whole time.
Nowadays, it's so much easier to do like your save states and everything.
Oh yeah, Contra's probably the hardest game to ever exist.
I feel like just like Mario on NES is pretty hard because you only get a couple lives and you get like you fall down the pit.
Okay, what's the most fun difficult? game you guys play?
So Mario, it's not hard to get to the 8th world if you know where the warp areas are.
The warps, yeah.
But the 8th world is hard because like Super Mario 3, when you get to the 8th world, when you're in Bowser's castle, King Koopa, it's a maze. You have to know what warp tubes to go down and where because they're everywhere. So you have to know exactly what warp tubes to go down to get to the end because you'll go in a warp tube and end up back somewhere else. So it's like trial and error and it takes forever.
All right, yeah, but we want to kind of get some more modern games. You said like talking about like Halo forward, like Halo 2, Halo 3.
Sly Cooper, you play as a raccoon that's a thief breaking into homes, stealing things.
I never heard of that one.
You never played it?
No,
I think it
it's
was a PlayStation exclusive.
There's like a million
That game
games out
was
now.
huge, and then they made 3 of them. The last one, and then they made a 4th one where. Well, it was just a bundle of all the games you could play.
You ever
through.
play shooting games?
So when the strategy guides came out for games for like PlayStation 2 and shit like that, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, strategy guides came out before you look it up on the internet.
I think I got my first one was for a Zelda game on the Wii.
Mine was for Final Fantasy, but so you go and you have the strategy guide. So Andy, our friend, was
Take it back. Pokemon Game Boy Color. They had those strategy guides.
our friend Andy was playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Great game. He got stuck on a spot, and we didn't know where to go. And this is before you could just go on your phone and look it up.
You have to go to the store and buy a game, like a guide.
So I went to GameStop at the mall. I found the Oblivion strategy guide. I pulled out my phone because at the time it's only picture and video you can record. No internet on your phones. So I scroll through. I find it. The mission he's on. I pull out my phone and I start recording where to go. And as I'm recording it, and it's like an old school, like one of the slide up phones.
Yeah, the BlackBerry.
No, it was just it wasn't. I had the chocolate. It wasn't
I
the chocolate.
love the chocolate.
It may have been the chocolate.
Yeah, the
it
way
may have
it's on the
been.
keyboard
Well,
on the lower
because I
end.
had the chocolate. So I slid it up and I'm recording, and the employee walks over. He goes, "Hi, sir, can I help you?" And immediately shuts it off. "No, I'm just looking, thanks." I got back to Andy's house. I'm like, "All right, dude, here's where you have to go. Let's watch this video and watch real closely where you have to go."
Oh my god, it's like after the days of up, down, left, right, A, B, start.
Yeah, up,
Oh, yeah,
no,
the basic
up, down, or is that left, right? Yeah, the
Konami
code.
code.
The Konami code.
Yeah, the Konami code. Yeah.
I literally like get something from my friends and they wrote down a bunch of cheat codes, and I'd be like, okay, let me try these.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I
like the
love
old
those.
days.
I
We
still
used
ha-
to go to the library because our schools would take us to our local libraries. We would go there just to look up cheat codes for video games.
You want to know something fucked up? Do you remember Driver for PlayStation 1? It was a
Vaguely.
car game,
Yeah.
but it was like revolutionary. For guys playing Driver, L2, L2, R2, R2, L2, R2, L2, L1, L1. I think it was the cheat code.
You just summoned Cthulhu.
I'm pretty sure that was it. I'm pretty sure that was the cheat code because I did it so many times. It's a 0 damage cheat code.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cool.
But it's nuts now because like then Skyrim comes out, which is insane, and it's still an insane game. And then what was it? I think it was like may even been like the PS2 days, PS2 maybe PS3, the NBA games
Oh,
when you could start
the street ball.
when
games
they're
were
talking.
bad.
No, when they're NBA
Yes.
Jam Ball for Sega Genesis was awesome. But like I remember it may have been PS2. I can't one of those, but it was huge because you could see the sweat dripping off the players.
Oh yeah, the graphics started getting really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like oh my god, the crowd instead of looking like paper cutouts, going like this, looking at real people.
Oh, the wrestling video games were the same way. Wrestling video games are. So actually, what
In the
was,
olden days, it was like.
actually, what was hilarious? It was an MLB game, MLB '96, MLB '97, something like that. It was a baseball game, and in the crowd, you had the same palettes used as all the people.
Yeah.
But there was a couple rare ones. There'd be someone with a pink mohawk. They would stand up and headbang, and a random guy. It was an MLB game, a Major League Baseball licensed game. There was a guy that they used, and he'd be spaced out throughout the crowd. He would stand up, and he would go. He would stand up.
You gotta point at the camera.
He would stand up, open his trench coat, smile toward the screen, and then close his trench coat and sit down. In an MLB game, a guy was flashing everyone.
That's hilarious. All right, we gotta get to modern games now because we could talk about this for 90 million hours, but we gotta get to more modern shit because we want to eventually get to
Alright, let's talk
GTA.
about the top games being played right now.
Well, this
Which
is,
are
like just the technology. I mean, now you don't need a smart TV. You don't need a Fire Stick. You have a game console and you have TV. You have YouTube. You have games.
Well, yeah, it's like an entertainment system in games.
It's literally your whole entertainment setup.
Okay, so what do you
technology.
have now? Do you have like Xbox?
I have Xbox One.
Okay, so Xbox One, there's the Xbox One S, Xbox One X.
I have Xbox One X.
And now is there a newer one now too?
Yeah, the
Series?
the Series Xbox.
Xbox Series S and Series X?
Yep.
Because their naming is like all crazy.
Yep.
So you have the Xbox One S or X?
Does Apple own
Oh no,
Xbox?
whatever.
Microsoft.
Sounds like they did though.
So anyway, you basically play modern games.
Yeah.
So what kind of...
I mean, but I use everything, and it's the technology is. I'm done. Volume down on the TV, headset in,
Yep.
playing video games.
What's your favorite games to play these days?
I mean, I play a bunch, new and old. I mean, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, like the new ones. We're talking about the new ones now.
That is a new
like,
game.
what's the cutting edge? What's
That-
like right now?
Well, that is.
Okay.
They're still coming out with DLCs for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, what about Ed? You guys
fuck Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, so like this is the problem that COD's been having, Apex Legends, and
You have
so
to
like the
constantly
battle
update.
royale format, where like Fortnite may still be with Ajax or Apex Gaming. They are producing one of the best free games you can get, and games overall, not just because it's free. Like they
Fortnite, you said?
yeah, Fortnite just released three games in addition to the OG release map from when they first started Fortnite, and they are
So I don't
doing.
understand any of that. So can you like dumb it down for
So,
me? Like,
okay, so
Fortnite's
Battle-
when, like you have a
well-
battle royale, right?
Well, yeah, battle royale. Everyone gets spawned in on an island. You pick your place where you want to land. You get guns, get ammo, get materials you need, fight. And like the last one survives wins. And these games have taken off. And then like one
What
of the
about
first.
PUBG? Is that a good one too?
Yeah, well, PUBG was one of the starts, and then SOCOM had one that was one of the starts for it as well, where like it was the earliest renditions of a battle royale game that would come out. But like currently, you have Apex, COD, Fortnite, and I think that those are the top 3 consuming most people that have a system. They're playing those games. And right now, like, Fortnite released a Lego Fortnite, which is a survival game, free to play, and it has more people playing it than people on the OG Fortnite, no build and the build modes combined. Like, they have like 24, like, I think it's like 24.7 million people playing it right now. Like at a time, like in a day, averaging, which is huge.
Do you ever get into any of the Forza games?
Forza Sports? No, I haven't played
Any of the Forza games?
The racing ones, right?
Yeah.
Nah,
Racing.
Yep. Forza games.
I gave up on racing.
What about you ever play Guitar Hero or Rock Band?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
But that's old now.
Garbage. Yeah, I get played for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
You try to play these things, and it's just it
the,
does not work.
The South Park.
You're talking to a guy that plays
garbage.
an instrument. He's like,
So
I'd
do
rather
I.
learn
So do
how
I.
to play
So
the
do I.
instrument.
Garbage.
So do I. Because I can play the actual fucking songs.
Right.
Like they have 2 Blink-182 songs in the game. I could play the fucking song for real, but you put it on expert in the game, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's just garbage.
So it's what you read the South Park episode with Randy Marsh, where he could actually play the song on guitar.
Yeah, and he should.
All the kids go to bed,
That's
and he
lame.
walks downstairs in his underwear. It's like, carry on my waywards, and he's like acting like he's about to rock out, and he fucking fails it like right off rips.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Oh, like one of the speaking of racing games, like you know, obviously like Mario Kart, one of the revolutionaries. I was just always curious, what was your go-to character
Mario Kart?
for Mario Kart?
64?
Yeah,
Toad.
Toad.
Did it matter?
Yeah,
What
it
do you
did.
think?
Yeah, it
Why?
did. It did. Because
I
the
swear
smaller
it didn't matter.
characters were faster.
Yeah.
Like if you did battle, the smaller characters were faster, and guys like Donkey Kong and Bowser were slower.
Right. Mine was Wario.
Oh yeah, I'm Wario too.
Wario.
Wario.
Oh, you know what game we aren't talking about? Super Smash Brothers, one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Yep.
So who do you guys play as?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
The original, I'm always Kirby.
Yeah. Fuck him. Fuck
Meta
him.
Knight.
No, fuck him. What he does, and he wins every fucking time, as his Kirby, he sucks you in,
And spits you out.
and then he walks to the edge, spits you out, does that fucking move where he turns into the rock, and then shoots you off down off the edge.
Every time.
I used to do Meta Knight because like his combo or like his power attacks were easier to use than all the other ones. So like I win a lot of games just doing Meta Knight. But I remember going to my one buddy's place. That guy you could never beat. It didn't matter who we picked.
Well, even the evolution of like that game now, because now originally it was just all Nintendo people. Now the new one that came out for was it whatever the
Wii?
no was it?
Because then they had the
Well, because now Cloud from Final Fantasy VII's in it, and Cloud's a pure PlayStation character, but somehow Nintendo got the rights to him. And so he's in it, and there's like all these other people in it. And it's just nuts.
Scott, you want to ask your question to the panel?
The top one? Yeah, let's just go right for the heart. What's the top 2 or 3 video games all time?
Okay,
Like maybe 2, 3.
Right now,
5 or
my
something?
top game of all time is God of War.
okay.
But if you don't have a PlayStation, you've never played it.
This is going to be really cliche, but Final Fantasy VII is one of the greatest. It was one of the most revolutionary, the most fun, and you can still play it and have fun.
What about you, Scott?
Mine was a series called Road Rash. It was a motorcycle.
Yeah, the motorcycles. And you're driving up, you're hitting them with chains and bats and shit.
Kicking them and stuff.
Yep, Sega Genesis.
So fun.
Sega Genesis with Road Rash?
We
Hell
just-
yeah.
we just
You
sit
get the
there and
cops
play.
that roll up next to you, you hit them with the chain, knock them off their bike. That was fun.
And you're going to speeds. It's like, you know, and it's so realistic, you know, and you're just crazy. What about you, Nick?
Well, yeah, we talked about it already, but I will go with Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart.
Now, which Mario Kart?
64.
The original.
Well, it's not the original because they had it on Super Nintendo. That one's good
which
too.
I had.
But the N64 one was so much fun. I mean, I would literally play it like, back in the rock bottom days, we would play it literally every day for a little while. And I was kind of a menace, I'm not going to lie. I would let people get ahead of me because of the Mario Kart effect. I would get the best items. I would load up on 6 red shells. I would sit right by the finish line. I'd be like, I hit you. 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 And then I finished ahead of you. And then, like, everybody else would be screaming like, "Ah, you motherfucker! You can't believe you did that!"
You can always jump over the red shells. That was the thing most people didn't realize. Like, if you could watch your the back, like, because you can flip the camera view on it, and you can see what's coming behind you.
I never did that.
You could jump over them.
Every once in a while.
Did you ever figure out how to hold the green shells behind your back?
There's a very fun. There's a drinking game.
Same with the banana peel.
There's a drinking game that we play with our friends. It's called Don't Drink and Drive for Mario Kart 64. What it is, you choose a race, you have a beer, and as soon as they say go, you have from the time that the light goes green to the end of the race, you have to finish your beer. But you can't drink and drive. So either if that light goes green, you can slam your beer and go and be good. But if you don't, anytime you're driving and you want to drink your beer, you have to stop your cart in the middle of the track and drink what you're gonna drink. No, you can't. Well, you could slam it off rip. Our friend usually just chugs it off rip. So, but like if you're playing and you're really far ahead, good. But if you're gonna drink a beer, you have to stop your cart completely, take a drink, and that beer has to be gone by the end of the race.
John, I have a confession to make. I never actually stopped completely while I was drinking my beer.
I knew it!
If I got hit by a shell, I'd be like, oops, I got hit. And I would drink as much as I could without you guys noticing. And I would keep on going.
You son of a bitch.
If there was a lightning, I would drink as much as I could without you guys noticing, and I would keep on going.
Oh my god. Cheating bastard.
You know what I think would be fun? Like the 4 of us get together and just like with the original and just
Well, we
have
can
a,
go to
have a
Mario
course
Kart over
off.
at round 1.
I think that would be a blast. Case of beer, and maybe 2.
Well, you have to buy beer later, unfortunately.
Somebody's got the count. I don't even.
Well, dude, what is that at the Switch you said, right? It has the controller come off on the side. The Switch has it where you can get like 2 extra Switch controllers,
Oh, yeah.
and you can all play it on one.
But I mean, even like with streaming services now, like streaming, but then also like people streaming themselves, and now that's become a life of its own. Twitch streamers,
Yeah.
like it's absolutely fucking insane that how far along it's come since like Atari days, the original big floppy disk days.
All right, guys, I'd love to talk about this for a lot longer. We gotta get to John for what we've been teasing for a long time. Tell us about this Grand Theft Auto and the new shit, and then we'll get on to something else.
Dude, so the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, alright, so Red Dead 2 had so many details that no one even noticed. Like Red Dead 2 had it where most people don't even realize, like if you look at your character's pupils in the dark, they're big.
Whoa.
And the light, they're small. Most people don't even realize that.
Well, they also, like, the number of other things you can do, where, like, you could feed people to crocodiles.
Yeah, but
if
even
you stood
but even
still
then,
when a bear was charging you,
it would stop.
But
But
they did all these crazy little details in that game.
Your hair grows, your beard grows. You have to like maintain your weapons. You have to feed your character. So this new GTA 6 game, what I heard about this is that like when you get in your car, I don't know how true this is, but I'm hearing people like saying leak details. You could adjust the mirror in your car. You could adjust the seats, and then you read like all the other GTAs. When you go to get in the car, it's kind of clunky. It's like, and they sit. This it's like real smooth. They open the door. They get in the car. The graphics, like just seeing it's absolutely insane.
Is it the same kind of shooting?
The map is like compared to Grand Theft Auto 5, which was real big, and then Red Dead came out, which was even bigger. The map for GTA 6 is fucking huge, and it's about to be like this.
They've also historically had the largest maps in games.
Yeah.
Like every year one comes out there.
Well, Elder Scrolls can compare to it. Like
Yeah.
Skyrim's map is fucking huge.
Yeah, there's this really interesting YouTube video that compared the sizes of all the different maps. And GTA wasn't the biggest, but it was definitely pretty damn big, and now they're going for an even bigger one. Cheers.
But
Little beers.
just this game is about to be fucking insane. The graphics. It's like you're damn near like when you watch them for a split second. You think like when I was watching the gameplay one. I popped on the video for a minute. I was like, "Oh, is this real?" Oh no, it's not real. This is a game.
Oh yeah, did you see the thing that just came out that showed real clips of things that happened in Miami, and they put it like side by side,
GTA 6,
side by side with GTA 6, and it looked almost exactly the same.
So
like some chick like twerking on top of a car in real life, and then in GTA 6, and like the alligator in GTA 6, and in real life, and they were like wrangling it. It was like it looked almost exactly the same.
Rockstar used some real life shit that's happened. There was a news story about this woman that was walking around with 2 hammers in her hand, and she was like hitting cars and or whatever. Like she was like threatening people. She had 2 hammers in her hand. So there's a woman in GTA 6, and you walk up to her, and she's sitting there with 2 hammers in her hand.
Yes.
That dude who was going to jail, and he's in the courtroom dressed as the Joker.
Yes, exactly the same.
They have a guy like that in GTA 6.
Life imitates art.
And what's funny, did you hear the newest shit about that guy that dressed as Joker going to jail?
No.
He wants $2 million for them using his likeness.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
He said they're using
Holy
me
shit.
as a
Yeah.
likeness. I want $2 million.
Well,
Yeah.
Isn't that like gonna be like a drop in the bucket of their budget? Isn't it a $1 billion budget?
It's got to be insane.
Wow.
It's got to be
$1
insane.
billion. They better sell the shit out of this thing. I mean, I was thinking about.
Oh, they
How
will.
much is this game gonna cost?
But that's the problem because the new consoles.
$60?
Yeah, right. It's gonna be way more than that. I mean, yeah,
Well, actually, if you look at the original prices for Nintendo 64 games, like
It was like
PlayStation 4 games, it was
$60,
$60.
and inflation, it should be like way more. It should be like 120 at least. I was low key thinking about picking up a console just for this game.
I am going to next year, and probably in December.
Yeah.
I'm gonna when the console prices are the new console. They'll probably be a little more down by then.
Damn, we can all play together.
I'm gonna pick one up.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, well, you want to get into the future of the show?
Which is?
Well, we're just kind of like wanted to just like put it out there for everybody who's here and everybody who's watching. We've done over 50 episodes now, and actually we did one on Saturday and we did one on Sunday, so this is already number 53. So we're just trying to figure out like what should the future of the show be? What should our next 50 episodes be about? We've had 50, we've kind of gone like a bunch of different crazy ass directions, and we've had like I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I literally watch back every show. And recently I've been listening to them while I'm in the car door dashing, so I was trying to figure out what should we be going for? What should we do? We got the shirts, we got the episodes on Monday, they're a lot of fun, but I was trying to figure out the winning formula. So what do you guys think about what should we do upcoming?
I think about maybe whatever's current, not necessarily news-wise or current event-wise, like world event-wise, but
Yeah.
maybe that is true. You know, just about either that, like if something significant happens in the world, like if Israel fucking attacks us. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to talk.
Gonna attack us, China is.
Okay. Well, okay.
Israel's busy.
Yeah, exactly. Israel is busy.
But I'm saying like in general, if something significant happens, we talk about it. But at the same time, we can go into different subjects.
Yeah, because I feel like if we put our own spin on it, like I'm not sure if you remember months and months ago when we were talking about the strike, the UAW strike, and we came in, we had like a quick leftovers episode, like 20 minutes. It was me and you. It was very topical for you because you had like a lot of personal experience. in
I'm
that.
still dealing with it.
Yeah. But it's like I just wanted to like kind of put it out there that like we're not a news organization.
Yeah.
We're not going to be CNN.
We're not.
We're
Yeah,
not going to be PBS. We're not going to be NPR because they can do it like 100 times better than we can. But we can come in. We can give like if it's something personal to us or something personal to our viewers out there. We can talk about it. We can talk about like the collapse of the parking deck that happened. We can talk about the tornado that happened. We can talk about all this kind of stuff. Or we want to have it be relevant to our viewers.
Or okay, if something significant happens to one of us this week or in a week, whatever. If it's like a funny story, something crazy, or just in general something that's
so
like.
So we're gonna keep it opinion based.
No. It'll be fact based. Like what if like tomorrow I'm on my way to work and some fucking a-hole rear ends my car, and then that could be a conversation. It could be about anything, whatever happened to us during the week.
Yeah, like random topic Mondays.
It could be. It could be if something music related happens, big music related happens.
And then you got this, Nick. He's been talking about the sports stuff going on Sundays. And
the sports. That's one of the things. That, I just wanted to ask our viewers: do you like that we basically split off the sports? Because I thought people who are interested in sports might not be interested in video games, or people interested in music might not be interested in sports. So we kind of broke that off.
Well, aren't we just supposed to be talking about something different every week anyway? It's supposed to be if we want to cover things, we can talk about what's going on with Israel. We can talk about what's going on with the next upcoming presidential election. It's up to us to decide.
Well, I don't feel like every week should be that.
Yeah, but it shouldn't every week it shouldn't be the same thing we're covering. But we can cover that one week.
Well, yes, it's always different. That's absolutely true. What I'm talking about, it's got to be relevant to us. It's got to be relevant to our viewers. So it's if something's happening in Bangladesh, if something's happening in South Africa, if something happening around the world, and we have no bearing on us, why would we cover it? I mean, if it's something that actually hits home, if the Blade Runner in South Africa won the Olympics and he beat somebody from our hometown, okay, yeah, that'd be super relevant. But if somebody in a far-flung place did something that's not relevant to us, why would we cover that? Yeah. Because there's news organizations that have millions of dollars and they have tons of access to all this stuff. If we can go and get on site and it's us interacting with people, yeah, that's great. But if it's something that's so far away, what's the relevance to it?
Yeah. And Nick was talking too. You want feedback from. Everybody wants feedback. What does everybody want to hear? And that way, you get multiple dimensions on everything. So if anybody would like to give it dimensions, anybody wants to give something that they might want to hear or talk about, I think that would be welcome.
But I mean, even if it's just something that happened during the week. When one of our lives, go, you know what, this happened to me, what do you think about this? What do you think about, this is what I felt, this is what I dealt with, and this is how I dealt with it. How would you guys deal with it?
A funny story,
a personal event
random
that everyone deals with, you know what I mean? Just
stuff that's relevant or interesting that just happens spontaneous, and this is a good topic to talk about. So,
I feel that. Because we
talk about the next upcoming presidential election when it comes closer time?
Yeah, when it's time for to talk about it.
Yeah, but let's not do it the week of the election. Okay, that seems a little late.
You can't beat a dead horse, though.
No, we're not going to. But Jordan 1 isn't beating the horse; it's getting on it to ride. Okay. At the end, you bring it to the stables, and then the next day you do something else in the field. Okay.
It's not something to talk about every week. Maybe we have a show about it
I don't think we've ever talked about the presidential election.
We haven't been doing the show long enough for a presidential election.
But there's still things happening right now. They're pre-gaming the election right now, and we could talk about candidates that are.
That could be a show, but every week we cannot keep talking about all that.
Yeah, we can't talk about video games.
Yeah, we did it today.
But local news always changes. If there's something really interesting or something that's kind of funny but depressing but still funny, we should talk about it.
And if anybody in the viewing audience has any suggestions of things
that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't always have to be doom and gloom or politics and all that stuff. If there's a local news thing where it's uplifting and maybe something cool, we can talk about that. But at the same time, hell, something happens, hey, I talked about when I got Punani last time, which that might be another like fucking 3 years before I get it again. But you know,
We'll get to that next summer, right? And there's not a lot of horses around this
if
area.
something happens in your guys' weekly life, we can talk about it. I feel like it needs to be like more like intimate with the audience and not constantly talking about current events.
Also, Ohio has a super large equestrian base, so like I wouldn't say that we don't have horses in this area.
Horses?
Bada bing, bada bing, da, da, doo. That was my rim shot.
But we were talking
Do
going
you
forward.
use glue? I use glue. Do you use glue?
Too, and then like because John and so like we're actually
Some
thinking
comes
about
up-
rock,
some comes
music
up-
type
some
of show.
comes
up-
rock
yeah.
and
Some
stuff,
comes
you know,
up
that'd be a
music wise,
fun-
like. I mean, I can go with that. You with.
I want special guest musician types.
I mean, I already have topics to talk about
Maybe
like,
get a
with music.
celebrity.
If we do some with music, I have stuff to talk about that already that I want your opinion on. I'm not going to
Absolutely.
talk about it right now because I want to get your opinion when we do talk about it.
It's like they were talking about the future going forward. I
Yeah.
think that's interesting
Another
topics.
topic.
Hearing stories of like past musicians and how the people they met and the tales. Some of these things the stories actually are very interesting and priceless. Very informative and
I feel like it should be just bring a topic because at first when the show first started coming on, it was what are we going to talk about, and immediately I was thinking. The original format that I figured you wanted was, okay, I'm going to find a news story that I can relate to, but like a news story, and that's what we're going to talk about. Which United Auto Workers, was
How they
you
still
know,
fucking doing that?
Yellow Freight, all that stuff.
That was the one, Yellow Freight, yeah.
Yeah, Yellow Freight, United Auto Workers,
I thought
but
the strike was over.
it is, and I'm now dealing with that.
You want to pop in for that for a second?
Yeah, well, how is that affecting you now that it's over?
Because now the PDC that's been closed, they came back to work.
Okay.
So all those orders,
All came in at once. Fuck that. Oh my god. We had such a nice system set up and it got fucked.
sucked.
Oh man.
Sucks. And Nick was actually, I was Snapchatting him, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just?" I'm like, "Nick, it doesn't work like that." So I opened the crate and I sent him, and I just dug my hand through all the parts, and he goes, "I'm getting anxiety just seeing that."
I was. Only my OCD is tingling. Like, why don't you
Like,
do this, and that? He's like, no, that's not how it
Because he's
goes.
like, you gotta just stack them. I'm like, no, because we gotta check them all in. Once we check them in, we break down the crates, get them out, because it takes up room in our department. So we gotta check everything in, break it down, get it out. So I'm like, so he's like, oh, stack them, and I'm like, no, Nick, and I just went. Took a snap and I just dug my hand through the box of parts like that.
I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, why are you doing it like that? Yeah, but I guess the main thing I wanted to get to is like, I was thinking about it, like the show's about us and the show's about you, the viewers. So basically, you tell us what you want to see, and if you don't tell us what we want to see, we'll just keep on guessing. But like, if we're talking about like these mega events, I mean, yeah, if we have our own spin on it,
MAGA or MAGA?
Mega and MAGA. If we have these like MAGA and MAGA events, if we put our own spin on it, if we have like a strong opinion on it, if like something comes out, it's like, no, I think that that we should continue the sanctity of issue 1. And we just did a
That's
show
one
about
thing. That's
censorship
one thing.
because it directly affected us.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm putting forth.
I still think we may have said something that we shouldn't have said.
Yeah, the whole episode.
No, not the whole episode.
And by the way, guests, if I'm looking for more guests to be on the show, so I would love to schedule some guests, like maybe a couple weeks out, and we'll have like maybe one of us here will be sitting in the background, lobbing in questions. Hey,
Can I say hi?
Just want to come say hi, my last day.
oh my
Oh,
gosh!
last
No, it's been a real pleasure. Time to go be full real estate agent, you know?
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
alright.
You want to plug
What
it?
is your
You want to Should she plug it?
Oh yeah,
what does
absolutely.
your future mean all?
Yeah.
My future holds being a realtor at Keller Williams in Manor.
Wow,
so,
Manor, that's right around here.
Yeah, Center Street. So call me for your real estate needs.
I don't know what we're gonna do without you.
Anybody? Yeah.
Oh, you'll still probably get served beers. Maybe not as fast. I'm totally kidding.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on. Yeah, but I'd love to schedule some more guests in here. I can lob in questions, and just like we had a couple weeks ago.
Fuck off, Scott. Hey, this is all the facial hair I can grow. All this is shaved.
I like that his hair is coming in white.
Yeah, dude, it's coming in way more gray than it was before I shaved it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you shave.
Just for men.
Just for men, you can take some shoe polish and put it on there.
There you go.
Hey, it's alright, Scott. It's alright. I've gotten compliments saying I should keep it.
I got some gray in my beard too, but you can't see it from way over here.
Not like mine. Not like mine. Yeah, but maybe, yeah. I mean, just random, like something that happened during the week.
Yeah.
Or, just anything. Even something everyone's passionate about, maybe outside of politics.
Well, yeah, I want to put out a schedule alert. So next week, Scott and I and a couple other of us have been kicking around these Christmas songs. So we're thinking about doing a caroling event next week.
I'm gonna pass.
Or we talk about some of these.
I can volunteer myself out of this, right?
These nuts roasting on an open fire.
Instance. So everybody has to pick out a few songs and just put your own words to them.
Oh yeah.
Give it a shot.
Little Christmas parody. We're gonna kind of do like a Grinch Christmas. Where we're gonna take the songs and put like a dirty, nasty twist on them.
Right.
So get your singing voices up for next week. Because the week after that, it's Christmas Day.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for that.
Yeah, Christmas Day. I'm not sure if we'll be coming to you Christmas Day, but we'll be doing some dirty caroling, some Grinch caroling next week. And we'll probably be talking about our favorite Christmas villains. Whether it be Ebenezer Scrooge or whether it be the Grinch or anybody else.
Humbug.
Humbug.
You want to know one of the... Okay,
Added a Christmas song since
Little-
it was one night.
He's a mean one.
a little bit out of the ordinary, but you want to know one of the biggest
He doesn't
villains?
want to make up Christmas.
You want to know one of the biggest villains in movie history? Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that bitch.
Yep.
I'm going to go and I'm going to do all the drugs I want, bang
Amen.
all the people I want. Oh, and
I'm
now I
like
have
the
AIDS.
AIDS.
Now I have AIDS and I'm all washed up. Oh, hey, Forrest. You've always been so good to me.
Okay, Jenny.
Okay, Jenny.
I'll raise the AIDS, baby.
Oh my god.
Forrest, I'm sick.
No,
Got a
she
cough,
really
you're
is.
cold.
And you know what's fucked up? It's like they had a kid. How did he not get AIDS?
You probably did. You didn't know.
No, it's not his kid. That's the whole point of the story.
No, she
She's
did-
dumping a kid that isn't his on him.
No,
Never
it
thought of
was.
it like that.
It was his kid because they did it before she ran off after she gave him the running shoes.
Is
And then she got
and
AIDS.
that was Forrest.
Is he
Remember,
smart
I-
or is he like me?
No, he's retarded.
That's what he said. He goes,
Oh, God.
remember,
Where's that dump
He goes,
button?
what's
We
his
could
name?
dump the last 5
Forrest.
seconds.
He got a daddy named Forrest too.
Do we have another comment over there?
Daddy Forrest.
Fucking Forrest.
Grandpa Joe, bigger villain.
Grandpa Joe, bigger villain. Oh, yes. From
Who's Grandpa Joe?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
Grandpa Joe's
okay.
like he sat in that bed with
yeah.
4 people for like
Yeah.
30 years. Like I can't work. So we got the
Two old
golden
couples sitting in
ticket.
that bed
Yeah.
He
for
jumps up
14
and does a
years.
dig. Does a jig.
Yep,
Never
he
got
does a
out of
number.
bed.
Yeah.
He sings for the camera, and then he's off to the chocolate factory.
Yep.
And like Scott said, Die Hard. He says Die Hard is a Christmas
Oh
movie.
boy.
Yes, it is.
Die Hard 2 would have to be
The
a Christmas
greatest
movie too.
Christmas movie of all time.
Oh man, we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to talk about
Bad Santa.
Home Alone. Oh, Bad Santa.
Home Alone
Okay.
doesn't stand
And
a
actually, we
candle.
can go with the Home Alone because they just recently did the calculations of inflation from the original Home Alone bill
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
$72.
when Kevin went and bought groceries
All
for
right.
what that would cost now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can talk about that.
Oh, he ran up the tab in Home Alone 2 at the hotel.
Trump's hotel.
Trump's hotel. Trump was in that movie.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
yeah.
why people like him.
So we got a lot of good stuff to talk about next week. We got a lot of Christmas movies to go over, some caroling. Maybe we'll be sipping on some hot chocolate or something. But also, I just realized I haven't done any of my Christmas shopping yet. Uh-oh.
You guys do Christmas shop?
I don't, because I'm broke as shit.
Fuck the holiday.
Well, I have to do a white elephant for the one side of the family, so I have to buy a gift. I'm not sure what the hell it's going to be.
Get them an animal.
You know what you should buy your brother for Halloween or for Christmas?
A football.
Sorry, I'm still living in Halloween. You know what you should buy your brother for Christmas?
A football.
Buy me another TV.
I forgot about that.
Come over to my place and pick out some junk for the white
Oh my
elephant.
gosh.
Grab stuff.
Hey,
I don't even know what's
I got
going
an
on.
extension cord for you.
You should definitely buy them a dog.
Actually, last year I got a pretty good gift in the white elephant. I got, you know those seat covers that taxi cab drivers have? Like it's like beads or something like that. Have you ever seen? You've seen those in my car, right? It covers your seat. It's like acupressure or whatever.
Like the beads?
Yeah, the beads.
Those uncomfortable ass things?
Yeah.
Anal beads?
Well, I mean, it doesn't go in your butt. It just
white
goes on your
elephant
butt.
gift an elephant?
Yeah, why do they call it a white elephant?
Yeah, I've been wondering this because this isn't hold true to what a white elephant.
It's like almost like you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. It's like mean Santa. So white elephant, I think the original part of the name, I think, is that you get someone a gift. It's like it's kind of shitty because you have to like take care of it and you have to feed it and house it, all this shit.
Oh, by the way, I saw a meme and I agree with it. It said, if you're going to make Santa gender neutral, I'm going to tell all your kids Santa's not real.
All right, I think we gotta go
find out the hard way.
I think we gotta go to last word because we can't do the whole Christmas episode now and next week. So let's finish it off. You got a last word, Santa?
Drop stunners, not drugs.
Ed? Hot dog butter, aka Butters?
Oh,
Everyone knows it's butter.
That's me!
You're grounded.
I'm terrible at last words.
All right, Scotty, last word?
Oh, nothing much. Just everybody in this season, the end of the year, just be kind to everybody. Because
Be kind and rock out.
And if they're assholes, you can be an asshole.
There you go. Either you're happy or you're sad, you're bitching or you're smiling.
Don't be a pushover, guys.
That's all I
Rock
can
on.
say, man.
And if you buy presents for somebody, your family buys presents for everyone, and there's that one person they didn't do anything, call them out.
All right, well, we got a comment for you to look at, but I will go with a story I posted in the group chat. I saw that somebody down in Louisville, Kentucky, went down to the Abraham Lincoln statue and pried the hat off of the mantle and stole the hat of Abraham Lincoln.
Huh.
I kind of wonder if we know who might have done that.
Does he have a bald spot on there?
It wasn't us. We can't take credit for that. Someone more creative. What's the comment?
John Wilkes Booth. He's still not caught. Maybe he lived to be 130 years
Yeah.
old, and he did it.
John St. Pierre, whatever it was. Well, how's it go? Old
It's
Abe
all
Lincoln.
bring us work, you know.
Oh yeah, Honest Abe. Honest Abe, you can tell no lie, but old John Wilkes. You know what we're gonna
He
say
was a
here.
spy.
Yeah.
He was a spy. Goodbye.
I'd like to jump on hot dog wieners.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he does.